Nutmeg and Thyme have grown from tiny hatchlings to curious owlets which will soon be ready to fledge. Gylfie and Finn have proved themselves to be expert parents, providing them with food and warmth up till now. 31 days old, Gylfie can't brood Nutmeg anymore, she's just too big. And soon she stops brooding Thyme too. But Nutmeg's there to ensure a little brother keeps warm. Both have started to explore the nest. Nutmeg even starts to stretch her wings. Thyme is 3 days younger, but he mimics his sister and stretches too, even though he hasn't quite found his feet yet. Nutmeg and Thyme are now more active and need lots of food. Luckily, first-time dad Finn is providing more than enough for both of them. But it's no easy task when tawny owls Bomber and Luna are constantly chasing Finn down. Over the next few days, Nutmeg's heart-shaped facial disc develops. This ginger fringing indicates that she's a female. There's just 3 days in between these chicks, but what a difference in size. Thyme is still growing well though, standing and stretching. Sister Nutmeg is ensuring he's eating enough food, which is behaviour I've rarely seen before. She even passes him a mouse. Now the chicks no longer need constant attention. Finn starts prospecting for new nest sites. I'm wondering if they're thinking about trying for a second brood. I notice him at Elm Stump first. And then I see him at beach. It's a tight squeeze, but they soon look settled there. Gylfie even starts nest scraping. But they don't forget their responsibilities, still providing food for Nutmeg and Thyme. When she's 7 weeks old, Nutmeg decides to see what lies beyond the nest. She tries to make it up to the entrance, but fails and tumbles back. Today is not the day, and she returns to her brother's side. Towards the end of July, the chicks are looking restless. Nutmeg finally makes it to the entrance for the first time. She sees the outside world at last. Thyme looks on in envy. That night, after some rest, Thyme feeds well. And the next day, after what looks like some gentle encouragement from Nutmeg, he tries to jump up to the entrance too, but he doesn't quite make it. Just as the chicks settle down for a well-earned rest, a wood pigeon lands on the entrance and enters the nest, jumping over to the ledge. It's amazing to now see Thyme protecting his older sister, after a month of her looking after him. His fierce posturing and calls is enough to see the pigeon off. Thyme seems pleased with his work. Over the next few days, both chicks spend a lot of time trying to fly around the nest. Onto the ledge, and over to the entrance. They're really flapping their wings and growing in confidence all the time. At 8.5 weeks, Nutmeg is looking like a fully grown owl. Finally, she hops up to the entrance. And takes her very first flight. Later that night, she returns to the nest, landing on the roof, before hopping inside. Barn owl fledglings often return to the nest for shelter and to get food from their parents, which is a good idea, especially when there's aggressive tawny owls around. For the next few days, Nutmeg is still hanging around the nest. You can see the chicks still have a really close bond. As Nutmeg sits in the entrance one night, Thyme finally manages to join her, and also takes his first peek at the outside world. It's lovely to see them together, but he's not ready to go yet. So he's spending a lot of time on his own in Elm Stump. Meanwhile, I'm delighted to see Nutmeg on the feeding post for the very first time. And she's even eating by herself, which is great news. But Finn is still making over 20 food deliveries during the night. So Nutmeg often returns for an easy meal. Thyme has almost lost all of his fluffy down. He's spending a lot of time at the entrance now, head bobbing and taking in all of his surroundings. But then a tawny swoops past, knocking Thyme backwards. After that, he decides to leave fledging for another night. Life outside the nest can be hard. Nutmeg has already had a run-in with a tawny owl and a stoat. But she's still loving life in the wild and is keen to entice Thyme out too, calling for him to join her outside the nest. He tries, but he's not quite ready yet. Two days later, 68 days after hatching, Thyme takes his first flight. I still see Nutmeg regularly around the area, turning up on the feeding post. But after his fledge, I haven't seen Thyme again. I wonder what's happened to him. A few days later, I find a clump of barn owl feathers from a young male owl up near Ash Wood, and I see a fox hanging around. I don't have any proof, but I do wonder if Thyme's been taken by it. I guess I'll never know. Nutmeg and Thyme were in good hands from the second they hatched. Gylfie is an experienced mother. First-time dad, Finn, really gave his all, providing more than enough food to allow these owlets to grow into strong fledglings. It's wonderful I'm able to watch Nutmeg most nights, as she grows from a newly fledged youngster to a confident barn owl. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to see more. Here's a taste of what you'll enjoy seeing on this channel.